Okay, Hussein. So in the last session, we have completed the fundamentals. Okay, so from today onwards, completely will continue with the practical and practicals only. Okay, so we'll start. Already we know that how to do the basic configuration like IP assigning in the interface and their modes like privilege mode, user mode, and the global configuration mode, right?
Yes, sir.
So how the router is finding the route, like how many types of we have routing protocols and the static routing and in dynamic how many types of routing protocols we have that will know today and will individually cover this every topics. Okay, so from today onwards we are going to know about the routing. What is the routing first? Then we'll go with the dynamic routing. So better to go leave it the dynamic routing protocol, whatever that is there. Okay. First, I will just try to explain you this static routing. Okay, a little bit about the dynamic. So later we'll cover that. Okay.
Sure. Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's suppose we have a a routing. So in this routing, how many this is a routing. Okay. Just a minute. When and this is our routing. Okay, under the routing there is a static routing, there is a default routing, there is a dynamic routing. So mainly we have a static routing and dynamic routing. Okay, first type, second type, and this default routing will work into both in static routing also in dynamic routing as well. Okay, so we can use both in dynamic routing also in the static routing also to the default routing. Okay, na?
Sure.
So in this static routing, how many flavors we have that we'll discuss today, and normally we'll discuss what dynamic routing. So in the dynamic routing protocol we have a two type of protocol. This is categorized in the two ways. First is interior gateway routing protocol, second is the exterior gateway protocol, so IGP and EGP. Okay, so in this IGP we have three different categories again. Okay, so first is called distance vector routing protocol. This under this we have a RIP, okay, routing information protocol. RIP is a updated version of IGRP, which is not going to be used nowadays. Okay, ISIS you'll by by any chance you'll get somewhere. Otherwise, it is not going to be used because it is using into this ISP side generally we are using. Okay, so
Sure.
OSPF is updated version of ISIS. In the same way, EIGRP is an individual. Okay, so it is a combination of both, like RIP and the OSPF. It is a flavor of both. Okay, so that is
Okay.
called that. That's the reason we're calling like hybrid routing protocol. Okay, so every routing protocol is having their own facility and own specification and own way to find the route, find the best path, maintaining the routing table. Okay, so we'll know day by day. Okay, in upcoming days we'll learn individually session for this. Okay, this is
Okay.
about the IGP, and after that we have a EGP, exterior gateway protocol, path vector protocol. It is also called the path vector protocol, and it only BGP, border gateway protocol, which is especially designed for the ISP purpose like internet service provider. Okay, we are not using this BGP under our offices. Okay, in very in big organization on or like ISP kind of organization only you'll find that service provider organization only using the BGP. Rest you cannot find this. Just a minute. So in this you'll so that is about the type of routing protocol. So today our main agenda is about the uh, static routing. So in under this we have a four flavor. Okay, static routing. Static routing. So we have a four flavors. Okay, that is the first flavor is a static route. Second is a static default route. Third is a floating route, and fourth is the static route with the load balancing. Okay. So what is this for? What is the difference in this for? I'm just going to explain you. So here, this both static route and static default route. where we are going to use this, where we are having a single path to reach the destination. How? Let's suppose this is an R1, this is your R2, and this is your R3. Okay, we have a single path to reach the R2. We have a single path to reach the R3. In the same way, we have a single path to reach from R3 to R2, in the R2 to R1. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the way when we are having a single path to reach our destination, where we are going to use static route or static default route. Okay,
Yes, sir.
static, floating route and that static route with load balancing. What is this? Multiple path. Okay, when we are having a, let's suppose we have a one more path. Okay, we have a one more path to reach the destination. So in this case, we have a multiple path to reach our destination. Okay, so let's suppose PC want to reach to this PC. Okay, so the source will be this PC and the destination will be this PC. Okay, so once this packet is generated and reached to the router is having a multiple path to send us the request to the destination. Okay, so once once the packet has been reached to the router is having a multiple path. So router will be confused whether in which way I'll need to send by using this way or by using the second path. Okay, so in this scenario we can use a load balancing and the floating route as well. Got it?
Yes, sir.
What is this floating route? What is the static route? How to configure this load balancing? I will explain you in by tomorrow. Today we will just cover static route and static default route. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so how to configure this? There is a syntax, the command line. You need to go in the global configuration mode. Simply IV route, okay, destination network where you want to go, and the destination network subnet mask, and their next hop or exit interface. So what is that? I will explain you in this. So let's begin. Let's suppose this is our R1, R2, and R3. Okay. So after that, we need to connect the switches. Let me connect these three switches. Okay. After that, we need to connect two PCs. PC1, PC2, PC1, PC2, PC1 and PC2. Okay, and let me connect all this by using a single cable. Okay, that's fine.
We need to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
With this, so we need to increase their port. Okay. So this is our 3 network. So we have a number 1, switches are there. Where is the port that we need to identify? The NIC card. Okay. This is not related to this. NM cover HSC 2A. Many ports are there, different uses of this serial port type of ports. Okay, USB ports. So every model is having their own. Okay, module like NM E1. So this is not going to be used. We are not using this one as well. This one as well. Third one. This one also. This one also. And this one. Let me try this. Okay. So I'm just going to use this into this. We have a Ethernet. Okay. No problem.
Okay,
turn on this device. After that, we'll need to use a CLI. Okay. So like this, we again need to change the cable. So let me shut down these devices first, because in the real time we directly connected network. Generally, we are not using this patch cable. Okay, these are the patch cable only. We are using serial cable. This is the serial cable. Okay. Serial DC or DT cable we are using between the router to routers. Okay. Okay, so now let me try. Let me 192.168.10.0. Okay, or 10.1 we can say. This is a gate network, and 10.10.0 is a network, and 10.1 is a gateway IP. Okay, so again 10. 192.168.11.0 or 11.1. This is 11.0 network. 192.168.12.1, 12.0 network, and 192.168.13.0 network. We will consider 13.1 to this one, 13.2 to this one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And this will consider 192.168.14.0.
0.
Okay. So 14.0 will be this one and 14.2 will be this one.
What?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let me start from this beginning from L1. Okay. So no. And after that, we just need to assign an IP into this. After that, we have to start the configuration. So first enable configuration terminal. Okay. So after configuration terminals, you need to use one command. Why we are using this command? I'm just going. I will show you. No IP domain lookup. Okay. Domain lookup. Okay. No IP domain lookup. Why we are using? Let's suppose I'm by mistake I did some wrong command. So it will not, by using this command, it will not check their own memory. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Got it? So that is the
Yes,
reason.
sir.
In case otherwise it is taking time on the practical. So you just keep in mind in general days during the practice you need to use this command. Okay. After that,
Okay.
interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address 192.168.13.1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. After that, we have one more interface fast Ethernet 0x1 IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So basic configuration is done into this router. Now come back to this router, second router. This router. So no. Enable configuration terminal interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address. Okay. No IP domain lookup. Okay. No IP domain. Not into this in global configuration mode. No IP domain lookup. Okay. After that, interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address 192.168.13.2 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Fine. After that, we'll need to assign one more interface fast Ethernet 0x1 IP address 192.168.14 192.168.14.1. Okay. 14.1 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Done. After that, we have one more interface Ethernet. Which one? 1x0, right? 1x0 IP address 192.168.11.1 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Okay. So all configuration is done into this router as well. So close this. Now come back to this router and configure this router the same way. Enable configuration terminal, no IP domain lookup. Interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address 192.168.14.2 and 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Then
Yes, sir.
after that, what we have to do?
Next terminal.
Interface fast Ethernet 0x1 IP address 192.168.12.1 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Then, so
Yes, sir.
as of now, we simply configured our interface IP into these devices. Okay. So now come back to this PC, assign some IP in the same range 10.2, 10.1, 192.168.10.2 and 192.168.10.1 will be a gateway. Okay.
Okay.
Gateway IP. Because gateway, without gateway, the route, any network should not, it could not come out from that network. Okay. So gateway is must when your PC wanted to reach from their out of network. Okay.
Okay, sir.
After that, 192.168.10.3 and 192.168.10.1. Okay. Done. After that, 11.1 192.168.11.1, 255.255, 11.2, and 192.168.11.1. Okay. Then the same way, 11.3, 192.168.11.3, 192.168.11.1. Okay. Then
Yes, sir.
after that, we have a 12.1. Desktop 192.168.12.2, 192.168.12.1. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
12.1. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now into this PC 192.168.10.11.12, 12.3. Okay,
12.3.
12.3 I am assigning 192.168.12.1. Then now it is done. Okay. So now if I try to reach from PC, this PC, okay, to 10.3, I will able to reach ping 192.168.10.3 from the because these are able to connect, these are able to reach each other because both are in the same network. Okay, in the same way, 10.1 is our gateway, so I will be able to reach our 10.1 as well. Okay.
Yes.
Request timeout. Wait a minute. Any issue on this? Desktop, any issue? 192.168, 10.1, 10.2 is there, and 255.255, 192.168, 10.1. Fine. Here there is no issue. Let me check from the router side. Ind show IP interface brief to check the interface configuration. What is the IP? We do not have any IP, right? Related
Yes,
to
sir.
10.1. So that is the
Yeah.
reason. So we need to, I think we forgot configuration terminal interface, pass Ethernet, 0x1 IP address 192.168.10.1, 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown. Now if I check show IP interface brief, you'll find it the 10.1. So if you check from PC1, so 10.1, now we will be able to reach. Okay. Now if I try 10.1, now
Yes,
we
sir.
are able to reach our gateway. Okay.
Yes.
But at the same time, 13.1, I am able to reach 13.1 because 13.1 address is available into my routing table into this router.
Yes.
If I show you, okay,
Brief.
so IP route, this is the command to check the routing table. So if you check in your routing router, under this router, we have a 192.168.10 network. We have a 192.168.13 network. Okay. So both
Yeah.
the networks we are having. So that is the reason our PCs are able to reach the our this
Router
13 network 13 network
Yes.
also. But if I try to reach 13.2, I cannot reach. Okay. 13.2, I cannot reach because 13.1 is available into my this interface, but 13.2 is not available. That I need to,
Yeah.
inform this router manually that if you want to reach the 13.2, we have to do some routing. Okay, that is called static routing or default routing. We'll show you in different both. Okay. So for
Okay.
that, in the same way, it will also happen for this one PC and this one PC. This both the PC can able to reach 11.1, 13.2, and 14.1. But in the same way, this branch also can able this piece users can able to reach 12.1 and 14.1 as well only. Okay, but
Yes,
not
sir.
14 dot not with
14 dot
the
10
14
dot.
14.2 and 14.1 and the 13 dot it
Yeah.
cannot reach, okay, to other networks. So for that we have to do some command. In the command we have what is the syntax of that command. The syntax was of that command is R1 in, let's suppose, in any routing, IP route, destination network, subnet mask, and their next hop IP or exit interface means next hop interface. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
that we can use. So let me close this. Let me close this. Now this is the our device one, and after that configuration terminal, IP route. Okay, IP route, destination network. So how many networks
Okay.
we have? First
3.
network,
Yeah.
one, because this is a directly connected, so no need to advertise this network 10. But this is not. This is directly connected. We cannot say because This is not, the next interface is not connected to us. So first destination will be 192.168.13.0 and then 255.255.255.0. Okay, the next hop. So 192.168.13.2 because 13.2 is a next hop, right? So one network. Second network will be 14, 11 and the 12. Okay, so reach 14, 11 and 12. So let's suppose this router wanted to reach 14 dot, okay, 14.0 network. So for 14.0 network also we have a single gateway, right? 192.168 via 13.2 only. Via 13.2 only we can our PC will give our request will forward, right?
Yes, sir.
For this all the user of for this routers, the next hop will be 13.2 only. Okay.
Okay.
If when the user want to reach 13, 14, 11, 12, we have a single path which is a 13.2 will be our next hop, or we can use fast Ethernet 0x0 as the next hop gateway, right? Clear? So one is the 13.0, another is 14, 13, after that 11, after that 12 network is also we have, right? After that 14 is done, 13 is done, 14 is done, 11 is done also, 11 is also done, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so 11, 12, 13 and the 14. So all over all the routing protocols, all the entry has been done. Okay, so IP route. So if you check now, this is the way. This is the syntax. C means connected. S means static. Okay, statically means you did a manual. Okay, via 13.2 only our packet will go or packet will come. Okay, so this is the way how you're going to configure. Now again there we need to do the same way configuration. So here directly connected network 11, 13 and 14. So indirectly connected for directly connected network we don't need to advertise anything. We just need to advertise which is indirectly connected from us. Okay, so from us, from if you talk about from R2, we have an indirectly connected network that is a 10 dot and 12 dot only. Okay, yes. So 10 dot and 12 dot. So configuration terminal IP route and 192.168.10.0 255.255.255.0 via 13.1, right? Because from this is the next hop, right? 0x0. If you talk about this R2, from R2, so the next hop to reach the 10.0 network, we have a next hop that is or we can use fastnet 0x0. Either we can use 192.168.13.1. Okay, this interface IP is 13.1 only. 13.1, 13.2.
Yes, sir.
What is the use of 14.1 and the 14.2? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will be the next hop to reach the 10.1, right?
Yes.
Okay, so reaching the 10.1, 192.168.13.1, right?
Yes, 13.
Okay, another one to reach the 12.1, it will be a 14.2, correct?
Yes, sir.
So 14.2, this time 14.2. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So IP route, if you check 13 and 14, we did manually, right?
Yes.
Clear? 10 to reach the 10 via 13.1 or via, what is this? Via 14.2. Okay, I did some wrong. Where? If it show you, I'll show you here. I did some wrong configuration. 10.0 and 10.0. We are not using the 13, right?
Yeah.
To reach the 12, we require 12.0. Okay. So for that, we need to go. What is this? No. If you want to remove any routing, I need to do no. Then it will be erase. Okay. If you want to again 12. Okay. 10, 11, 12. So 12.0. And this will be our 14.2.
14.2.
Okay, via 14.2. So this is done. So I wrote, if you check now, we have a single path to reach 10.0. We have a 13 via 13.1. If you want to reach 12 via 14.2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you want to reach 12 via 14.2, if you want to reach 10 via 13.1. Clear? In the same
Yes,
way,
sir.
we have to do the same configuration. That configuration will be our enable configuration terminal inter IP route 192.168.
No, miss.
How many
292.
networks do you need to advertise here? Only two networks, 12 and 14 are directly connected.
Yes.
11, 10 and 13 is indirectly connected. So for this router, the destination will be 13, 10 and the 11. Okay,
Yes.
clear?
Yes, sir.
So that we need to advertise. How? From here, if you talk about IP route 192.168.13.0. If you want to go 13.0, that subnet is 255.255.255.0 via where? Via 14.1 only, right?
Yes, sir. 14.
14.1, right? Not like this. 192.168.14.1. Okay,
Yes.
that's it. Via 14.1. If you want to reach where? 11 via 14.1 only. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to reach 11 via 14.1 only, so I'm just changing 11.0. Two networks, 13 and 11 is done. Now we have a 10 via 14.1 only, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how we are doing to configuration. So if you check in this route here, now everything is so IP route. Okay. So how many networks we have? 10, 13, let's suppose 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So
Four.
every router should be all the networks, right? 10 is available, right? 10 network is
Yes.
available, 11
11 is
network is available, 12 network is
11,
available, and 13 is also
13,
available, and the 14
14.
is also available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you check, C means connected, L means logically connected, S means statically means directly connected. Okay, statically means manually we advertise this network, and again we have a L, and again we have a S. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so S means statically, L means logically, C means directly connected. Got it?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, here also if you check in this router, so IP route, and how we did manually, right?
Yes, sir.
We didn't use any. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, just a minute. 10 network, 11 network. Okay, 10, 11 is done. 12, 13, 12 and 13 is done. Okay,
14.
and 14. Okay, so in all the network is available into the all the routers. So IP route, if you check so IP route, it will check 192.168, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Okay, so from here, from PC1 to if I want to reach from PC1 to this PC2, PC1. Okay, so what is the IP? 10.1, and what is the IP for this? 12.2, 12.2, right? So from 10.2 to 12.2, if I want to reach, I can reach. Okay,
Yes.
ping 192.168.12.2. It will take some time. It will drop some message, some packet, because first time it is trying to reach. Okay, so it is trying to find their destination. The next time it will not drop any packet. Okay, now it is started
Yeah.
communication. Okay,
Yes, sir.
12.2 reachability is there. In the same way, we have a from this PC. If I want to reach ping 192.168.10.1, I'll be able to reach. If I start to 10.2, 10.2, I'll be able to reach. If I start 12.3, I'll be able to reach. Okay, because this PC IP is a 12.3, sorry, 10.3,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Let me verify again.
Yeah.
It start,
Started.
it drop the file. Next time if I drop, it will send, and it will send every packet. Okay, the reachability is
Yes, sir.
from here to here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
here. So now, why this is not happening? Simulation. So here, just a minute. Huh? I need to explain. This is about the static routing and what is the use of default routing. The default routing we are using into the all the networks. Okay. Leave it this. Control print screen and MS Paint. Go to the MS Paint. And I need to paste it here. Okay, so what is the use of this default routing? As of now, we just know how to configure static routing. Okay, but default routing is also, one of the this is the R1. This is our R1. Okay, this is our R2 and this is our R3. Got it? Size
sir.
I need to increase. So let's suppose R1 is there and R2 is there and the R3 is there. We knew how to configure static routing, but we have a second flavor, default routing, which is using in the static routing and along with the default this one dynamic routing as well, right? Got it? So why we are using default routing when we are having edge router? Edge means end router. End means when after that we do not have any other network, right? We don't have any other network. So in this case, we can use default routing. Default routing, let's suppose we have a single path only, okay, to reach or to receive, to send the packet or to receive the packet, we have a single path, correct? In
Yes,
this
sir.
scenario, we can use any packet 0.0.0.0 with the any subnet, any IP with any subnet 0.0.0.0 via it will send to blindly it will send to which 13.2. 192.168.13.2. It will send blindly. It will send to the 192.168.13.2. Okay. So we are telling our router any IP with any subnet mask without any query, without any question, blindly you can send to the 192.168.13.2 only. Okay. In the same way, in this router, we can say blindly you can say to 14 any network 0.0.0.0 with any subnet 0.0.0.0 blindly send to 192.168.14.14.1. Okay, this is on 14.1. So why? But if you talk about this router, there is a multiple way, right, to receive and send. So we cannot use default routing in this kind of scenario. Okay, we can generally use default routing in this way, this kind of scenario only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, one more use of default routing, which is a very important. Let's suppose, let me clear this first. Just a minute. File and new. Don't save. Okay, why we are using the default routing? Let's suppose we are having 3 branches, okay, and these branches we are having. In these branches we have ISP. We connected one internet service provider. Okay, with the 1.1.1.1 and 1.1.1.2. This interface will be the ISP will give one public IP, that is the 1.1.1, and their gateway will be 1.1.2. Okay. So if I advertise in this router manually like 192, like this network, and this network and this network only. So how many networks we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 network only. So manually, if I assign 192.168.10.0, 11.0, 12.0, 13.0, and 14.0 via which network? Via which interface? For this, I need to 1.1. No, not like this. If I advertise in this router manually 192.168, 11.12.13.0 and 14.0, if any these all the network will come blindly, you can send to 1.1.1.2 because 1.1.2 is the next hop, right? If correct. So this is the ISP. So ISP generally it will use default routing will use. Okay. Now what if in future my network is going to be extend and 1, 2 or 3 new networks like 15.0, 16.0, 17.0 network I extended into my network. Then again I'll ask ISP to come and do do the default routing, static routing into this. which is not possible. This ISP will not come. Okay. So what we are doing into this, we are simply doing in this kind of scenario 0.0.0. I'm talking about this router, how to configure into this router, default routing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
0.0.0.0. Blindly where you need to send 1.1.1.2. Okay. Means any network, any subnet should be sent to 1.1.2. We are telling to this router. Okay. So in this scenario, when in future you are using 18.0 to 20 or 21 or 22, any network when you're using, again we no need to configure anything onto this network, or again we no need to call ISP team to come and we are extended our network. Kindly come and do the configuration of for the 20 and 21 or 22 like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the way. This is the beautiful, actually very useful. In generally 90% cases you'll find this way only. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So 90% in 90% cases you'll get static default routing when using the ISP, the edge router. Okay. How to
Okay.
configure? How to configure? So let's suppose we have a this is our network. So in this network, let's how to remove the networks. How many networks we have? So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? So
Yes, sir.
12 and 14 is connected. So I need to remove 10, 13 and 11. Okay.
Okay.
Configuration terminal. What was the routing? 11, 13. First is a 10. Okay. First we remove no IP route. 13 network I
Yeah.
removed. And the 12 network I am removing. 10, 11, no, not 12. 12 is directly connected. So after that 10 network I need to remove. After that 11 network I need to remove. Okay, 10, 11 and 10, 11. 10 is removed. 11 is removed. 13 is removed. 14 we cannot remove because leave it. This 14 is directly connected with this, right? So here I removed this both the network. Okay. So by using no word, we can remove the do. If you want to check the routing table in configuration mode, you can do so IP route. Okay. So in this, you'll find 12 dot network is available and the 14 dot network only available. 10, 11, 13 is removed. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that,
Okay.
we can remove here also. Okay. So IP route. So how many network? 10, 11, 12. So how many networks are connected? 10 and 13 should be available. Only 11, 12 and the 14 I need to remove. Okay. So configuration terminal, no IP route. Which one? 192.168 dot
And
11.0. Okay. 255. 255.255.255.0 via 192.168 dot which one? 13.2, right?
yes.
That I removed. 11.0 and 11 after 11 we need to remove 14 and 12. Okay. 14 and 12. So I need to remove 12. I need to remove 14. Okay. So this is the way. If you check so IP route only, look so IP route unnecessary. It is not checking. It is not taking time. Why it is not taking time? Because I use the command no IP domain lookup, right? So
Yes, sir.
IP route. If I check the so IP route, only 10 and 13 will be available. Okay. So 10 and the 13 only available. No 11, no 12, no 14. Okay. So for that, let's suppose I'm telling the same thing to the router for the default routing because this router is a edge router or end router. After that, there is no any other router are connected. Okay. So for that, configuration terminal IP route 0.0.0.0 any IP 0.0.0.0 any IP or any network with any subnet, it will send to 192.168 dot where 13.2. Okay, that's it. Again, single command. Okay, in this router also I'm telling any network is coming or going, you can allow. Okay, configuration terminal IP route 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 192.168.14.1. Okay, you need to send 14.1. Now if you check in this last router, so IP route, you'll find something different here. Are you able to get only 12 and 13 are 12 and 14 is only available, right? 12 and 14 network is available, right? Not
Yes, sir.
11, not 13, not 10, but still I'll be able to ping 10.1. I'll show you ping 10.0.0.1. I'll be able to reach 10.0.0.1. Wait for a minute, okay? I think this piece is hang. Okay, I use this. That's the reason. Again, if you check, okay. So
Yes.
14.10.0 network, okay. So where do you, how many networks we have? First, we need to check. So IP route, okay.
Okay.
So in this SOIP route, we have a 12.0 network. We have a 14.0 network, but we do not have 13.0 network. We do not have a 10.0 network. We do not have 11.0 network. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the same way, if you check into this SOIP route, we don't have only 10 and 13 is available. 11, 12, and 14 is not available, right? 11, 12, and 14 is not available. To reach the 11, 12, 14, we have a S with star. If you check S with star means candidate default. Okay, default means the last router. If you check, this is a star. Okay,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
so via 192.168.13.0. Any network, what was the command? Any network with any subnet, you need to send to whom? 13.2. Okay. I given this command to our router. Okay, this router and this router. So if you check from here to here to reach ping 192.168.13.2, able to reach, right? 13.2 we are able to reach. 14.1 also able to reach. If you check 14.2 also able to reach. If you
Yes.
check 12.1, I'm able to reach. I'll be able to reach, right?
Yes,
From
sir.
here to here, I'm able to reach. If you check from the PC to PC, also I'll be able to reach 10, 11, 12. If you hit from this 10.2 PC, 10.2, this is the 10.2, and this is our 14.2, right?
Yes,
14.2.
sir.
So if I want to reach 10.2 to 14.2, I'll be able to reach. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ping. Just a minute, let me fix it. Ping to whom? 14.2. 192.168.14.2. Okay. So I'm able to reach, correct?
Yes.
What is TTL? What is MS? I will explain you later. So this is the way from we are getting reply from 192.168.14.2, 32 bits like IP version 4. How much time? 1 millisecond. How much time to live? It is taking. What is the TTL value? I'll explain you in upcoming session. Okay. We have a different session for that. Got it,
Okay,
my
sir.
point?
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how we are going to do. Okay, this is
Yeah.
about the default routing. If you check, we do not have in this router about the 14, 11, and 12, but still this PC will be able to reach 11.1. Okay,
Yes.
and I am just telling you ping 192.168.14 dot where or 11.11.1 I am going to reach. I'm able to reach, right? But if
Yeah.
we talk about 11.2, this from this PC to this PC, this is the 11.2. 11.2, right?
Yeah.
So from this PC to this PC, I'm able to reach. But if I
11.2,
check from
11.2.
in my router, if I check so IP route, there is no 11, right? In this
Yes,
routing
sir.
table, there is no 11. But blindly, I'm telling my router. I already did the configuration that any when you don't know about the source and destination, simply send to the 192.168.13.2, and 13.2 knows about 11. 13.2 knows about the 12. Okay. So
Okay,
that is the
sir.
reason we are able to reach from source to the destination. Okay,
Yes, sir.
got it, my point?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now we are able to reach, but if what is the value of this default route? Okay, default gateway. Let's suppose I'm not using 10.1 as a default gateway. Now, if I use, okay, I will be able to reach 10.1 because it is directly connected to me, and this is my default gateway. if I want to reach 13.13.1, I cannot reach without my gateway, because gateway is my identification. I am coming from where? Okay. So when I want to reach different network, the default gateway must be available into the PC. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I align 192.168.10.1 as a gateway, this IP, okay. So after that, if I try to hit the same network, I'll be able to reach 13.1. Anywhere I can reach now. Okay, 13.11.1. Got it?
Yes, sir.
12.1. If you check 12.1, that is also I'll be able to reach 12.1. Got it?
Yes, sir.
12.1, 13.1, and the 14.1, I'll be able to reach everywhere. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is the value of default routing, static routing, and other things. Okay. So what we have done today? So we have done our static routing. That is done. Static default routing. That is done. Static default,
Yeah.
static load balancing, and static floating we'll do tomorrow. After that, in next day after tomorrow, we'll merge this all the 4 flavor and we'll show how to configure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see you tomorrow. Thank you for your
Yes, sir.
time.
Yes.
Thank you, son.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.